just remains just Ben, then we can just really dial it in, and Ben, you can just,
Yeah.
ask questions and
Do it.
we'll,
Personalize it.
sure, absolutely.
Oh.
Special treatment for a Friday.
Right. You showed up, you get the red carpet. And Dawn's here too. So, well, let's go ahead. It's about 7 after, almost 8 after. I'm not gonna take up any more of Ben's time because he was here before I was here.
Oh, all right.
So, Ben, I'm Colette Staub. I'm the area sales manager for Delaware and Pennsylvania. There's actually someone named Tanya Smith, and I'm going to have her on. In fact, we'll get you in touch with Tanya. Tanya does Maryland.
Okay.
I can always help you and answer a question too, so don't worry about that. Tracy Brewer is my education and training partner, and she's out in beautiful Michigan. Looks like it's sunny and gorgeous there today.
That's a little filter.
Darn, you gave it away.
Shoot. Yeah, I don't think Detroit looks like that, right?
No, not how I remember it anyway.
Not that's where I am, but that's what most people associate it with.
So we're here to primarily talk about getting more listings and how to use the warranty to keep deals together on listings. But because it looks like it's just going to be you, Ben, Tracy can I'm going to jump off in just a few. But Tracy can go over like setting up a Real Pro account with you. She can talk about like any questions you have. It's going to kind of be your session. So that I'm going to let Tracy share her screen and get started.
All right.
I'll say goodbye because I'm probably going to jump off in about 7 or 8 minutes anyway.
All right. It was nice meeting you.
It was nice meeting you. And I'm going to put my contact information in the chat box too.
Okay. Thank you.
And can you see the screen, Ben?
Yes.
All right. Super. So how long have you been in real estate?
I joined Keller Williams about 3 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Okay. So this is like drinking from a fire hose, right? You're getting all this information. It's coming at you. Okay. So what we're going to focus on today really is about how to grab more listings and to really utilize home warranty in that aspect. But certainly just understanding home warranty in general, we can go over that as well, Ben. If that's something, just as far as like a quick introduction to, there's homeowners insurance, and then there's home warranty. And with home warranty, the easiest way to remember what it covers is the acronym PEACH. Okay, so you've got plumbing, electrical, appliances, cooling, and heating. And I don't have that slide up, but I can certainly, just shoot that slide as a quick. I know you're taking notes, but it's just a nice visual in order to get you started as far as thinking about what items are covered with regards to that warranty itself. So that being said, I'm going to just kind of hop into what we're going to cover, focus in at the first part of the meeting, and that's just like we're going to go over market conditions, obviously some facts about listing with warranties and what that means, and then seller's coverage. Most people think of buyer's coverage, because that's what it was initially designed for, right? That new homeowner and that type of thing. But we're going to focus in and understand the coverage that's available for the seller as well. And then the mindset of the buyer and seller, as well as listing warranty objections. And Colette, as I'm talking, I feel like since it really is just for Ben, I feel like it might be more beneficial if I bring up my intro deck really quick, and then we can focus on the listing part. Are you okay with that? Because I don't know that this will all make sense to him if I jump in the middle here.
I think that's a great idea, Tracy.
Okay. We want to make this pertinent to you, right, Ben? Like it needs to make sense. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking Greek up here. So let me, I'm swapping my screens out really quick. Let's see. And this one is actually a great deck that we utilize even with agents that have been in the industry. It works as a great refresher, just kind of to remind them about home warranty and what it was really designed for and that type of thing. So let me share my screen again. If it lets me, okay, excellent. All right, now I gotta switch gears here. Okay, all right. So let's kick it off with, we're gonna answer the question of what is a home warranty, right? The buyers and sellers benefits, how you can utilize it yourself as an agent, and then the real specifics and differentials of America's Preferred itself. So to answer that question, what is a home warranty? It was initially designed to provide that peace of mind between for the buyer and the seller. And it's typically a 12-month residential service contract that's going to cause major system failures due to normal wear and tear. And we'll go over normal wear and tear a little bit later because you'll hear that term a lot in the industry. But as we were talking about earlier, you know, the big question becomes home warranty versus homeowners insurance, and what's the difference between the two. So just a quick example to answer a question. So if you had a water heater rupture and it floods the home, and you're going to have damages, right? You'll have damage to the flooring and personal items and that type of thing. So who's going to cover that? Is that going to be the home warranty, or is that going to be the homeowner's insurance? And in this case, you're going to be looking at the homeowner's insurance, because homeowner's insurance covers those things like personal property, structural things, acts of God, that type of thing, right? So that was just a quick, you know, look at the difference between the two. And then when we talk about contract conditions, meaning those items that are covered underneath that contract, they need to be located within the confines of the foundation of the home or the garage. We do have a caveat to that, and I'll get to that in a moment. But and then they become inoperative due to normal wear and tear, you know, during that time, meaning they need to be fully functional and operational at closing. So, you know, inspection's been done, they need to actually be working condition when you get to that closing table, and then become inoperative due to that normal wear and tear. Now, the things that wouldn't fit in the foundation, obviously, or the garage would be like things like the well pump, the air conditioner, and we'll have a full list of the coverage here also. Ben will send you away with that as well. So you'll be able to see that full list of the items that are covered underneath the warranty, the septic, that type of thing. But again, that's a lot to remember. So here we have that beautiful PEACH acronym that we were talking about earlier, right? And that's what makes it easier for me. I actually wrote it down on a sticky note in the beginning because it was just that powerful. It helps me remember. If you get a quick question, you just run through that in your mind. Most likely, you know, what it's going to cover. If you have specific questions or specific, you know, things that come from those homeowners, you can certainly resort to the brochure, but that's why you have Tanya in your area, or Colette. They're the subject matter experts. They're the ones that can really help you when it comes to those types of questions. But so to go to that normal wear and tear definition, it's the physical deterioration which occurs in the normal course for which that system or appliance is used, right? So a family of 6 is going to be using the dishwasher, microwave, washer and dryer every single day, right? They're going to be running. That's normal use for that family. So that's your typical normal wear and tear, your daily use for your family. Now, items that, you know, wouldn't be considered normal wear and tear, big things like the lack of maintenance, people just not thinking about changing their furnace filters, maintaining their air conditioners. Those types of things could cause for, you know, that's not going to be normal wear and tear, that could cause, you know, that denial of claim. We talked about acts of God earlier, fire, wind, tornadoes, you know, those types of things, ripping shingles off the roof, that would be underneath the homeowners, right, umbrella. Electrical failure, surges, those types of things. So those are just a few examples. And again, when we talk about claims, then we're talking about whether something's covered or not, that type of thing. Those area sales managers are really there for you to lean on. They're the ones that are going to help you get things pushed through, right? Maybe if there's a concern or something isn't going the way that you think it should on a claim, they're there to help you, fight for you to get those things taken care of. So you want to make sure you utilize them just to the best of your ability. I'll make sure you have Tanya's information when we're done here as well. Now this one's always my favorite. This picture just speaks volumes because we all know somebody who thinks duct tape can fix anything, right? And it's just a nightmare. It just makes it impossible to determine the damage when someone's tried to make the repair themselves. So that's why it's really important to have a qualified technician always doing that job and doing that work to make sure that there's never a question for that quote unquote normal wear and tear, right? Because system failures are stressful enough as it is. And we all handle stress differently. For me, I'm just completely frustrated, but my biggest thing would be inconvenience, because we know it never happens at a good time, right? It's never, nobody's ever having a little party, woohoo, and then, you know, the floor is full of water. That's that they're not still enjoying themselves at that point. So this is the other reason why it's important to have that home warranty in place, because it's valuable to that homeowner. It's going to relieve that stress. They're going to call us. Why is it valuable to you? Because again, that homeowner's calling us and not you. They're like, Ben just walked into this house, you know, 2 weeks ago, and now here we are. We got all this issues. And you can say, ding, 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 just call the home warranty company. We'll get you all taken care of. So you don't want them coming for your pockets, right? You're not an open Home Depot credit card. You want to make sure they're utilizing this to the best of their ability. But so we touched on a little bit about, you know, benefits to the sellers, and we mentioned that there is coverage there. And what that means is if you place the listing, or excuse me, if you place the warranty on during the listing period, so in other words, you're advertising this house is coming with the home warranty. So either the seller would be paying for it, or you might be paying for it for that seller, and we'll go into some reasons why. It's first of all, it's going to attract the smart buyers because they're looking for that, right? But it also provides some great coverages for those sellers during that listing period. And we're going to go specifically into those when we get into America's Preferred specifically, because not all warranty companies have that offering. We're trying to stay somewhat general right now. But it's going to help with post-sale transactions. And what we do know from National Association of Realtors, we love to pull statistics and whatnot. It's going to save those sellers time and money, because what do they want to do? They want to sell it as fast as they can and get the most money out of it. And honestly, when you're learning how to build those net sheets, if you're building the price of that warranty into the home, you're not going to have any, you know, surprises at the end of what they're recouping. Right now, with them selling so fast and offers are coming in over asking price, it really shouldn't be, you know, an issue. And then the more money that they're bringing in, that's more money towards your commissions as well, right? So that being said, we mentioned benefits to the home buyer, that peace of mind. That was really what it was designed for. And it's going to save them money. When you think about it, obviously you just bought a house, you're moving in and you're making it your own. You're throwing down new carpet, putting up some new paint, maybe buy some new furniture. You don't have money left over for some system failure, for something to go wrong. And we know that there's 68% of those homeowners in that first year are going to have a systems failure. And 40% of those happen within the first 90 days. And if you think about the house being a living, breathing thing, right? That new homeowner is using the house completely different than that previous seller. We are a perfect example in my family. We bought the house from an elderly retired couple. Their family had moved on and they were just enjoying, you know, easy, simple life. And we know elderly people like things, you know, a little bit warmer. They're not doing a ton of laundry. They're not doing a bunch of showers. And my family comes in and we're just using the house to the extreme, right? We are running that dishwasher. We are running that washer and dryer every single day. And we had our septic back up within that first 3 months. We're like, here we go. But you knew that. We knew to expect that because we knew we were really abusing that house. I'm in Michigan. It was going to get up to 77 the other day. And already the 13-year-old's like, can we turn on the air conditioner? No, like, no, it doesn't work that way, sister. No. So, but like they wouldn't ever turn the air on. So if you keep that in mind, that's the reason why those system failures happen within those first 90 days. So it's just something good to keep in mind as you're trying to have those conversations with your potential clients. So we're going to talk about how it can set you apart from the competition, how things specifically with America's Preferred can make you stand out at a listing appointment. And it's going to help you with those referrals and repeat business as well. And bottom line, it's going to increase your productivity because you're going to be spending less time on post-sale disputes and calls and that type of thing. You can just direct them over to us and get it taken care of. But top producers in the industry really have figured out that it's so smart to utilize that home warranty on every single deal. because they're the subject matter experts. They continue to expand their knowledge and they educate their clients. And when they're smart and happy clients, you're going to see those results and more referrals and that type of thing. At the end of the day, it's providing, high quality service, whether it's for insurance, inspections, home warranty, and you're protecting them at the highest level. And they appreciate that full, well-rounded service that you're delivering to them. So I'm going to pop over to specifically America's Preferred. At America's Preferred, we are the only home warranty company that allows that homeowner to choose their own licensed contractor for all warranty work. Okay, so that means if something happens on a Friday night at 10 o'clock, they don't have to wait until Monday morning to call and get that claim opened. They're going to give us a call. We're going to get them started with their claim, and they can go ahead and call their contractor of choice. Maybe it's their brother-in-law that comes over and does, all the work for them. As long as he's licensed, he can do the work. Maybe they can get it taken care of, within 24 hours. So it makes for a better business or a better service experience for the buyer or for that homeowner, but also during the time of COVID, it's that comfort level of they get to say who's coming into their house, and then they get that choice of when. They're not waiting to get on somebody else's, roster, especially if they know someone. And Ben, as you're building your business and you're building your network, you may, start networking with contractors and whatnot. That gives you the ability to refer them as well. Because when you find you start, helping, showing these houses and working with these buyers, that, let me tell you, they're going to pick your brain clean. What school district should we go to? What dentist should we go to? What grocery store? I mean, they want to know everything when they're brand new to the area. So they might not know someone. That gives you that ability to refer it out, right? But if you don't know someone and they don't, certainly when they call in that claim, we have a list of contractors that have done business with us in the area. Okay, so we can give them that information, but they do not work for us. We just want to make sure that that's clear. It's completely their choice. If they have someone come out they don't like, that's fine. If they have to, pay the service fee, what have you, but then they can bring someone out that they really want to have do the work and make sure that they're comfortable with. So it's that level of comfort and the ability to have that control. I know right now I feel like I don't have control over much. So that one more layer of control would be really nice to have a say in the matter. Now, when we talked about those services for the sellers, right, and that coverage for the sellers specifically, we have for the sellers, if you put on the listing that they're going to put a home warranty in place and it's going to convert over to that buyer, we have this program called List Secure that provides up to $1,000 worth of legal assistance 2 years after the sale. So this is what you want to think about when you're having this listing conversation. If you're going to, your listings, you list to exist. I had a favorite realtor that I grew up with. My background is a escrow closer. So I've worked with realtors for 20 years and I know the trenches that they go through. So his favorite thing was list to exist. And that's, because you could end up getting both sides of the deal, right? So that much more commission for you. So when you're having that conversation, you're going to be presenting the same things that all the other agents are, right? They're like, oh, well, I'm going to take professional photos and we'll do open houses and I'll blast it out on social media, all that marketing, yada, yada, yada. But when you tell them, going to put this listing and this coverage in place that's going to protect you before, during, and after the sale, now you've got their attention. They're listening. Who's going to give them $1,000 towards legal matters if a dispute comes up 2 years after the sale? Nobody, unless they're offering America's Preferred. So that's just another way to kind of set your brand to make a full service. Another way to look at it that came up in another class that we had was, a lot of agents are like, I don't have a ton of money. I'm just starting out or what have you. And we get that. Because sometimes some of those agents who have been in the business a while, they pay for that warranty to make sure it gets on there, because there's not just coverage for the homeowners, but there's also coverage for you as an agent that I'm coming up to. But if you think about it, if I spend $500 to get a $200,000 listing, yeah, I think that kind of weighs out, right, as far as what your commissions would be. So just another way to look at it. But so that other protection that I mentioned, this is for your broker and for you as the agent. Something you may have heard of already, being 3 weeks in, it's pretty popular, errors and omissions. Is that something you've heard about? The ugly
Yeah.
Okay. They are, litigation is on the rise. People are forgoing, inspections, and we're seeing more claims come through, right? And they go after everybody. They go after their own agent, they go after the other person's agent, they go after the homeowner, they're going after everybody, right?
Mhm.
So if you put in place at closing a home warranty, if there's a home warranty on the home at closing, we, America's Preferred, is going to cover 75% of that E&O deductible up to $3,750. Now you want to ask your broker what your portion of that is. It's different all across the country. But know that we are that partner, that we are going to help you out if you're getting named in a dispute within a year after the sale. Now, we took it a step further because we are so confident and our partnership means so much. You have the ability to, if that buyer says, no thanks, don't want the warranty, you have them sign and date it here. And you're going to put the property information at the top. And this says that you showed them, oh my goodness, you presented the warranty to them and they just said, no thanks, I'm declining that coverage. And so the house closes, no warranties in place, but you had them sign that waiver. You then get listed in that E&O claim. We're still going to reimburse you that $3,750 if you're named in that E&O claim. So a lot of agencies adopt the sell or sign mentality. You're either selling the warranty or you're having them sign off on it, because you're not just covering those homeowners, you're covering yourself and your brokerage. So that's a really big, that's also another differential with America's Preferred with that program there. And as you have more questions, again, I know this is a ton of information coming at you at once. Tanya can definitely break this down and have more in-depth conversations with you when we talk about the actual benefits and whatnot. This deck kind of goes into some other things, but I want to get some more specific. I'm just going to pop over to this really quick. So we are also the only warranty company that's 24/7, 365, meaning they can call us anytime, day or night, holiday, weekend. They're going to get a real life person in our Jackson, Michigan offices, and they're going to get their claim opened, right? So that panic, that inconvenience, that, oh my gosh, what are we going to do now? They can call us and get the claim started. It's just important that both you and the homeowner understand how it works. So they call it in, they get the claim started. The next step is they get their contractor to come out for diagnosis. So before the contractor does any work at all, we need to make sure that they give us a call, because we need to understand the full scope of the repair. All we know is what the homeowner told us at that point, right? So they come out for diagnosis, they figure out what's needed, and once we can determine that it's a covered item for the under the coverage of that warranty, we can go ahead and approve that work to be done, and then we can have a conversation about payment. Now, keep in mind, we also keep that homeowner involved as well. So they can be on the call, they'll follow up just to make sure, hey, we just talked to the contractor, even though he's probably standing right in their house, right? Just want to make sure that everybody's on the same page. Service is such a big part of our industry that's what we're really striving for. And again, where you're going to lean on Tanya if you need help, right? And just one thing I'd like to point out about the payment, we have several different options, keeping in mind that contractor is working for the homeowner. So if the homeowner wants, a bunch of other stuff done while the contractor's out there that he can do besides just what's on the claim, they can actually pay the contractor themselves, and America's Preferred can reimburse them. But what the contractors love is the fact that we can pay them over the phone with a credit card, and they could literally leave the job with a paid invoice. You don't really see that a lot in the industry. My husband's a contractor, so I know, like, they're waiting their 30, 60 days. So to get paid while they're still standing there in the house is a pretty big deal. So we can talk about ordering the warranty. We can talk about walking you through. That is an important piece of it, because we have everything online. You can literally order the warranty in less than 60 seconds. It sounds like a cliche, but it's really like about 37 seconds when you're just popping in there. You have all the information in front of you. It's a bunch of drop downs. You put in the buyer's name and address, and then it's click, 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 and you're done. We do have Real Pro classes. I'm happy to help you with that as well. I'll follow up with an email. I'll get that from you before we go, Ben, and just give you some information from class today, but also just offer my time. I walk agents through it all the time. They're like, we're done already. And I'm like, we're done. You're on your way. Like, get moving. You can even just do a fake one, right? You don't even have a listing to do, but we can just put it in there and you can just get an idea or a feel for it. With you being just so fresh, I don't really want to bog you down with all that extra tidbits. We do have marketing materials though that you can order straight from the website. There's usually some in your offices, or Tanya can bring some out to you, whatever the case may be. They're all complimentary. And a lot of times new agents like to use those benefit sheets, whether they're working with the buyer or the seller. It just gives them something to speak to, just, some bullet points. These are actually, we've actually just recently updated all of our flyers and our marketing materials, so they look even better, in my opinion. I just think they're fresh and gorgeous looking, all completely free. There's sign writers, was what you see at the bottom there. So if you have it, your yard sign, it sits right on top saying, this home has a home warranty included if you're going to buy this, buy the home. And a lot of buyers are looking for that. Especially it provides that layer, that buffer, right, between the buyer and seller, especially with them foregoing those inspections. They better have a home warranty in place. We do also have door hangers there. It says, let us help you sell your home. I think there's other ones that say list with me and I'll provide a home warranty. There's these physical ones, but you can also utilize them for working expireds. I know that's something that might come up in some of your conversations and training when you're working expired listings, to kind of put that out there. We just had a agent last week. He was in our class. We were doing a different focus, and he mentioned that he had started using these, and he was sending out about 15 or 20 at a time, and he had seen at least interest. He had seen on average about 5 come back, and 2, he had grabbed 2 actual listings just for 15 emails that he sent out. So it's worth a shot. You know what I mean? Like anything that you can throw out there. We have those ideas. There's things actually even on the website that you could utilize for your marketing. It's like tips, like, it's spring, you should be thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. So those are, we invite you to go ahead, and utilize that information and put together your own marketing with that in mind. Because we really just truly want to be your business partner and help you grow, because that's really what it's all about. Now I'm getting to the ends of these slides here, but I want to bring up the actual warranty itself, because I want to go over some good points for. Do you have time? I know we had an.
Yeah, I have time.
Okay, I just don't want to be rude and assume that you've got all. It's Friday after all. Let's see. And you are in, what state are you in? Delaware?
Maryland.
Maryland. Okay, I just want to make sure I'm bringing up the right one. So with America's Preferred, our warranties are not based on square footage. They're just based on the state that you're in. So that is another perk when it comes to America's Preferred. So we have that same rate. So it just depends on the state that you're in. I'm going to share it's hard for me to talk and, share my screen at the same time. I'm not a good multitasker. I'm not going to lie. Okay, it's back up. The brochures, I think, are fresh as well. Okay, so you see here that $425, that's your standard coverage with $100 deductible for a 1-year single family. We also have condo and townhouse coverage, as well as multifamily units, if those are in your area. And there's also a new construction program that we rolled out in the last year. And if that's something that you consider at any time that you want to dive into that arena, we definitely have specialists for new construction, and they can go through that with you. It's a 3-year policy that picks up on day 366 when the builders drops off. So again, just super big details on that if that's what you're looking to do. So let's talk about that seller's coverage that I mentioned earlier. If that seller puts the warranty on at listing, these 10 items right here are completely complimentary, meaning if they had a system failure with the water heater, trash compactor, plumbing, electrical system, vacuum, central vac, that type of thing, they're going to get this coverage. That List Secure is what we talked about, that $1,000 towards legal expenses, right? Now, there is a seller's preferred upgrade that is available. And that covers the HVAC, so the central air and the heating system, as well as the appliances. And then that's $75. Completely optional, and understand that nothing is billed or collected until you get to the closing table. Okay, so that means if the deal falls through, you're not out any money. If you were offering to pay for it, you're not being charged anything. Neither is that seller. Here's another tidbit. That homeowner could have actually had a repair done during the listing period. Let's say it was the dishwasher and you had the upgrade, on, and we paid out $400 to get it repaired. Now the deal fell through, or maybe they're like, you know what, we're not going to move. We're staying put. We're taking it off the market. They now just got a free repair on that dishwasher. We're not coming after you. We're not coming after that seller for the $425. So understand that nothing is billed or collected till you get to the closing table. So just want to keep that in mind. It's definitely a perk when you have sellers that maybe are on the fence about things. Now, when we talk about the standard coverage for the buyers, we have 25 items as part of our standard package. And within these items, we have things like water well pump, roof leak repair, the refrigerator, and permanently installed sump pump. Those are typically out-of-pocket costs with other warranty companies. But at America's Preferred, we've got them as part of that standard coverage plan. And we're always looking to get more information to make our warranty better and to really provide what those homeowners want, right? That's just the standard coverage for the $425. And then we have a buyer's preferred upgrade for $140. Now, these are all the bells and whistles that aren't included that kind of tie in with most of these items over here, whether it's the racks and rollers on your dishwashers, the garage door springs and hinges, ceiling fans, that type of thing. But what we do like to point out, it is where you'd find the capture and recovery for central air. So if the only thing that homeowner needed was a recharge on their refrigerant, they're going to need that buyer's preferred upgrade in order to have that coverage, right? So it's a pretty common bundle to have both of them go hand in hand. The buyer can actually pay for that upgrade themselves if it's not something that the seller's willing to do. Just depends. Like a lot of times they'll say, they'll put it at $600 for a warranty. How common are warranties? Is it anything that you've really heard about in your area, or do you know how well utilized it is out there?
I haven't heard much yet, so.
Yeah. Because I know there's a few, I work with a team on the East Coast. She's in, Rhode Island and Connecticut, and it's just not as well known out there, right? We're still we're nationwide. We cover the United States. So we just try to keep our eye on what's pertinent in what area and what we need to cover. There are additional things that they can add on as well, like, termite sprinkler, gas fireplace, pool and spa, that type of thing. Washer and dryer is probably the most common. And I like to point out that when it comes to the washer and dryer, it needs to be the washer and dryer that came with the house, right? So if the sellers aren't leaving the washer and dryer there, the ones that the buyers bring it in aren't going to be covered. And they'll know that because it won't have been listed on the MLS. Okay, so just keep that in mind. I'm trying to think of something else that'd be really good info. Okay, so just like a computer warranty or a car warranty, depending on the brand, the cost, the coverages, the limitations are going to vary, right? And obviously we can't cover everything because, we won't be able to stay in business repairing everything. But the policy itself, the warranty itself, does have an aggregate coverage of $25,000. So that's how much could technically be paid out if this was used to the full extent of the warranty. But if you had that many problems, I think you'd be moving by about claim number 5, right? Like that'd be a nightmare. But so on page 3 is where we start listing out. Let me pop over to 3 here. Is where we start listing out the coverages. It says coverage here, and then it says here, these are the things that are not covered. Now, some of these, if you add on the upgrades, some of these items will get moved over, and you can see that there. Again, as you have questions, you can certainly call and ask Tanya. She's going to be your representative. So I'm going to send this to you so you have it. You can look through it, refer to it, come up with some really good questions for Tanya so she can help you. She's also there, understand that she knows that a realtor's life is not 8 to 5, right? So we're going to provide her cell phone number, and they don't work 8 to 5. They work when the agents work. So you're welcome to reach out. You know, they do texting, you know, cell call, whatever the case may be, email, whatever works for you. They also help with new agents, even when you're trying to just present to, you know, to just to help you with that presentation when you're kind of having that conversation with the sellers themselves or with the buyers. And I guess that's something that we didn't talk about. Even if it's not put on at listing and you're just working with the buyer, you can still have that conversation. If you're going to put in part of your offers, you know, would they put money towards a home warranty? And even if the seller didn't and that buyer still wants the home warranty, you can certainly do that. It can be put on at closing if you want, but it can also be paid outside of closing. It can be paid right online through that Real Pro app that we were kind of mentioning earlier. You can pay via credit card. You can do it while you're with them if they're buying it themselves. Some agents do it as a gift. It just depends, you know, on what you're looking at. So there's definitely a lot of options there. And if that buyer decides, you know, they've been in the house a couple weeks and they're like, man, you know what, I wish we would have done the warranty, and they reach out to you, there's still that option to be able to get that done. And Tanya can help you with that. She'll help you look like the hero to make sure that, you know, it looks, to help you, walk you through so you can get it ordered for them. Like, look at Ben came through, you know, he took care of us, and they'll be covered. There shouldn't be any waiting period. I think you have about 30, you know, a 30-day window after closing in order to get that done. And she can help you with that specifics. But I have talked a boatload and I haven't really given you a chance to ask any questions, sir. So can I answer any questions for you?
Just right under where it says new construction, it says coverage begins 366 days after closing.
Yeah.
So sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
So why would it be a year after?
Okay. So when builders put a house together, they usually have a 10-year structural that they put in place for a warranty. And then they do a 1-year customer service warranty is what they do. So if they have little things and issues to come up, they have their crew come out and take care of that. That lasts for a year. Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then on day 366, when that ends, that's when America's Preferred would start. So now you're talking that homeowner has 4 years of coverage because they had the year from the builder and then they've got 3 years from us. And that's that's $550. And so those are all the same coverages there that you see as part of that buyer's coverage plan. With regards to upgrades and that type of thing, I would have to ask Alex. She's our construction professional. She like knows the ins and outs and ups and downs of it. But great question. That's certainly something. Another thing, if you are in that arena or if you are working with people doing that, a lot of times builders, I don't know how true it is now because COVID has changed so much, right? But a lot of times when they're building spec houses or they've got so many to get done, maybe if it's in a condo development or something like that, they're motivated to get these houses moved. If maybe some are sitting because it's not the best lot or what have you, you might even be able to negotiate them working our warranty into their contract. So that would be another thing that you could talk to Tanya about. Is just help with those kind of conversations to be able to really utilize it. And when you're doing that, you're providing just this well-rounded service. When you're educating those customers, you're making them, they're going to appreciate the fact that you're sharing that knowledge and something, oh, I hadn't thought about that. That's something that they will take with them and make you meaningful and make you stand out. That's the other thing I wanted to tell you. When we pay out on a repair, we send out a postcard that says, hey, Ben, we paid out on a dishwasher for XYZ client, and this was the dollar amount we paid to get it fixed. That gives you a legitimate reason to now reach out to that buyer, that homeowner, okay? They might not even have been your buyer, right? Maybe it was just your listing side. You're gonna get that. You can reach out to them. Hey, how's it going? I heard you had this repair worked on, blah, blah, blah. Oh yeah, you know, we woke up in the middle of the night and went downstairs and there was water everywhere and we got it all taken care of. I'm so glad I had that home warranty in place. Well, that's great, Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner. I'm so glad to hear that. I'm glad that I could help you have a really good experience in the real estate world. Do you know anybody else looking to buy or sell real estate? And just gives you, and it also keeps you top of mind as well, right? See, that's why I don't share my screen when I'm presenting, because I just, I'm always moving around. It's a little, I distract myself and I can't think when I'm seeing all that action going on. So any other questions?
Just one more. So I see that there's a 1-year option and then a 2-year option for the single family home.
Mhm.
So after those 1 or 2 years is up and like the warranty expires, do people normally get more coverage on their home somewhere else?
So that's another great question. We have a direct-to-consumer group that works our renewals. So you work on referrals, we work on renewals. So at about month 10 of the warranty, that team reaches out to the homeowner to see if they're interested in renewing it. And at that point, it doesn't all have to be paid up front. It can actually be a monthly payment that they can put into place.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then that team also works with people maybe that are already in their home, and they just want that home warranty. There's a 30-day wait period for them, but they can certainly get one. And it's just it's about 10% more than when it's closing in the escrow side of the world, right? In the real estate world. That's not my field. That's definitely the direct to consumer. They work that side of it, but I'll provide that. In fact, I'll write that down. I'll provide that information as well for you, just so that you have it. And you can call in. I mean, the 800 number can direct you to wherever you need to go. The only prompts that you'll hear usually when you're calling in is, are you the homeowner, the contractor, the real estate agent? Boom, you hit that, it'll take you in. They'll know that you're a real estate agent. They'll get you taken care of. That's only if you can't get a hold of Tanya. Tanya is going to be your first line of defense to answer those questions and to help you out. But direct to consumer has their own phone number that I'm going to provide you as well.
All right. If I give you my email, could you send me this brochure, please?
Yes, please.
All right, I'll put it in the chat for you.
Oh, perfect. All righty, let me get a quick copy and paste of that. Ben, I will get that to you today. I have about 4 more trainings I'm doing today, but I will definitely get it to you today, sir. And
Okay.
if you have any other questions, I'll throw in my information too if you just have a quick question before that. Now I can't. There's the chats right there. Good grief. Here we go. That's my cell phone number. So if you had something came up and you just wanted a quick question, go ahead, text me, call me. I don't care either way, and I'll get you taken care of. And then that way also you have my info in case the email, sometimes when you haven't received an email from a specific person, before I worked in the banking industry as well. So when it has an attachment, sometimes it'll go to spam or junk or whatever. So I just let me know if you don't see that email, today, just give me a shout and I'll get it resent to you.
All right.
All right. Well, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. You've been a fabulous, wonderful student. Thank you so much.
Very informative. Thank you.
Well, have a good weekend, sir.
You too.
All right. Thanks. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.